And two former prisoners held by the CIA at a secret facility in Afghanistan known as a black site, and the family of a third detainee who died in captivity, now suing the two psychologists behind the agency's enhanced interrogation program. The men say they were repeatedly tortured with extreme cold, darkness, noise, beatings, and waterboarding. Their suit filed by the American Civil Liberties Union, the ACLU, accusing the psychologists who developed the techniques of war crimes. Judge Napolitano is a Fox News senior judicial analyst, and he's here to comment on this. All right, so this is filed in federal court in Spokane, Washington.
Right.
Do they have a case?
Well, they have a case to the extent that these psychologists will have to answer, and then the psychologist lawyers will move to dismiss the case, and that's where it gets very dicey. And the dicey issue is, does the federal government enter or does it stay out? So one reason for the plaintiffs wanting the federal government to enter is federal government has limitless resources, and they probably will settle the case with cash because they want it to go away, because they don't want a jury to hear the lurid testimony that's been alleged in the complaint.
Interesting.
The other reason they don't want the federal government in is because the federal government will say that these guys worked for us, and therefore they have the same immunity that we do, and because we're immune from this stuff, we can't get involved. And then you have the issue of this is only a war crime if it's government supported. Now, we know they were working for the government, and they used the power of the government to do the things that the plaintiffs said they did.
They were private contractors, right?
Private contractors working for the government.
Psychologists.
Psychologists in a CIA environment with these two plaintiffs, three of them, one now dead, confined against their will by the force of the government.
Okay, so it was James Mitchell and Bruce Jessen. And
these guys have been on air.
Yeah, we've seen them.
Kelly has interviewed both of them. You may have interviewed.
We've seen them on TV, so I'm not giving anything away by saying that. But the interesting thing to me is, why would they not sue the federal government? Why are they suing these two individuals privately?
I think they're probably worried about federal immunity. Now, the federal government will argue that this was a war zone and we are immune from the consequences of our own behavior in perpetrating the war, and we used the least force necessary to accomplish what we did, which is probably why they don't care about financial resources, unless these guys have a lot of financial resources, which is not apparent from their lifestyles.
So I'm just trying to fast forward. A jury would then have to decide whether or not they believe waterboarding was torture.
Yes. First, a judge will decide whether they've stated a case sufficient to make it to a jury. In my opinion, on the basis of reading the 100-page complaint, they have. But, of course, the defense hasn't filed anything yet. But the government does not want this aired before a jury, even though there's nothing alleged in the complaint that Senator Feinstein did not reveal when she revealed the torture report on the floor of the Senate a few months ago. I don't think the government wants a jury deciding whether this is criminal or not criminal. If that's the case, it'll be the first time this happened.
Wow.
This is one to watch.
Very fascinating. Okay, we will keep a close eye on it. Thanks for explaining it, Judge.
You're welcome.
So here's a bride in her wedding dress reporting to the scene of a car crash. That photo is going viral. The real story behind this incredible image. Plus, Donald Trump getting in on the Democratic debate action. Why shouldn't he? He's saying now he's going to live tweet the entire event. So that brings us to our question of the day. Will you be watching the Democratic debate and/or be live tweeting along with Donald Trump? Tweet me at Gretchen Carlson. Use the hashtag #TheRealStory. He's going to be on Facebook, too. Yeah. It's going to be entertaining, Judge. Let me know what you think.
I'm watching only because I have to.
I'm watching for both reasons. But tweet me anyway. Let me know what you think.